how do you find being a CEO of such a huge technological advancing industry?
Since IONET, I think the timeline on the way when a startup could go from 0 to a billion was at the verge, like something really just starting, and the new speed, the new rhythm. The speed it took us to get IO.net from around the first round was $10 million valuation, all the way to 4.5 billion publicly traded on Binance and so on. It took us 1 year and 4 months, 14 months.
What moment was it for you where you thought, hold on, like AI isn't just for assistance, it's actually good in leadership roles?
I wouldn't say it's good in leadership role. I would say it's a pair. It's a co-CEO in a way.
Okay.
Because you still need that human mind that can unblock it. Like, it's a must. Like, I don't think yet to this point, maybe in the future, but to this point, definitely there must be a human in the loop. I have this 20% of the ideas, and 80% of the ideas comes from the AI. I do 20% of the execution, and 80% come from the AI.
How do we have control over AI? I know everyone was talking a couple of years ago about being nervous about AI taking over. Is that just inevitable, or is that something we need to regulate as humans?
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. My biggest concern of AI is not governance whatsoever. My only one big concern of AI is government, not governance.
Do you see a world where everyone out there will be able to own or train their own AI models just as we have now, like crypto mining? Will there be a similar concept out there for AI?
If we have enough GPU power, we would have an AI model for every 1 billion user we have, a single model only for that user. In that model, all his behavior, all the way he thinks, all the things he likes to see. So when we want to do advertising, we use that model, and also we generate the ad on spot for him specifically.
Hi everyone, it is Lily Dowse here. I am super excited for another amazing podcast today. This is our Voice of Web3, and today I'm joined by Ahmad Shadid, the founder of AI projects such as IO.net and O.XYZ. So this is topical. Everyone is talking about AI. It really is the key thing happening 2025. Everyone wants to know about AI projects. So Ahmed, why not? Let's get started.
Getting started. Thank you for the introduction.
Amazing. It's great to have you. I've been having loads of discussions about AI recently, working in the crypto sphere. I think it's unavoidable, and even for myself as a presenter, I have to admit I've already used your platform to do some scripting, not just for this, but for lots of other of my interviews. So thank you for that.
Sure.
So let's start with finding out a little bit about O.XYZ. What does it mean to be a CEO in such an incredible AI company? And how is it different for other companies that are run? How do you find being a CEO of such a huge technological advancing industry?
Thank you. I think since IONET, I think the timeline on the way when a startup could go from 0 to a billion was at the verge, like something really just starting, and the new speed, the new rhythm. The speed it took us to get IO.net from around the first round was $10 million valuation, all the way to 4.5 billion publicly traded on Binance and so on. It took us 1 year and 4 months, 14 months. So that speed is crazy. Like in that time, we raised like 2 rounds and then a token and so on. Like it was really just chaos. And I think only people who can survive in such chaos are the people who can actually, go that long in terms of team, like the team to be there. Like they could handle that much chaos. But also because you're moving at such a speed that you want to build $1 billion company in a year. The way you should be managing things is different. The way you should be handling your daily tasks is different. The way how much hard and work-life balance doesn't work here. Like if you want to do it in a year, we were saying like, don't come to this company. It's not a work-life balance. We need to get to this valuation this fast. Things are different. So the whole execution speed is different. The whole process is different, and the stress is definitely 10 times than any normal startup. Even startups themselves are so risky and stressful. This is even like 10 times more. So when I started O.XYZ, I kind of had the blueprint, the new way of making $1 billion company so fast. But we're like, the biggest challenge was people, because machines are very fast, but the people that are operating the machines get tired. The people that operate the machines, they have bio life basically. They have blood, they have pressure, they don't balance their sleep well, and so on. So from the beginning, me even as a person, like the team that I swear people are in my office 1 week in front of me, where it's not even rooms office, it's just like one big floor. They can't talk to me for 1 week. They're trying to find time to talk to me for 30 minutes, and there's no time. So that much pressure in such scenario. Now, and me as a CEO, it's too much. I can't answer to this guy and comfort this guy and psychology with this guy. I don't have time for that. I can build friends, but we're not here to be friends. I mean, I would love to be friends, but you're here to do 1, 2, 3, 4, go home. Thank you. I'm not asking for more. I just get it done and go. That's how the culture is task oriented. Get your tasks done and so on. But of course, definitely caring about the people is crucial piece. But no matter what you do and how much you care about them and so on, at the end, even perspective from the other side is also financial, and so it's very tricky for me as an engineer to manage such type of connections and relations and people. And I still managed to build $1 billion company because there's no mercy, but it's so hard on everyone. So when I started O.XYZ, or like, what if the AI is the CEO and I just go code? I would love to do that. So that was how the idea started, and from there it evolved. Like, if the CEO himself knows what do you know and what you don't know, knows your time, your schedule, your rhythm, your patterns, your health by this Whoop watch, for example. It monitors my heart, my stress levels, my sleep, and monitors my time, what I do on my screen time on my laptop. So it knows almost everything about me in terms of what I'm good at. When I finish tasks, how fast do I finish them, where I get blocked, and so on. So then, just like when you open Instacart or these apps where it suggests you what to buy, to have this AI suggested algorithm, you have the same thing to suggest what tasks should I finish today. So everyone's work becomes tasks. Like, today you have this big task, just get it done, please. You have to get it done. You're blocking 20 other projects. So it pops up in front of me. If I came to the office at 7 a.m., but I only slept 2 hours, it will not pop that task to me. It will pop something else and something else, like easier tasks. But when it knows my sleep, I have slept 8 hours, I'm good, I'm like my full focus, it's gonna bring that task I've been delegating for a week. It will put it in my face. It will not allow me to do anything. It blocks everything before I get it done. So what is even interesting is if you give the ability to the AI to pay the salary of the person without having to have an HR person. So I get the task done, you get paid. You don't get the task done, you don't get paid. You spend 2-3 hours every day working. Sure, you are working, but you don't spend 2-3 hours. Especially, Audit.net team was 145 people remote team. And then O.XYZ, we got all the way to 80 people remote team. I had to down the team all the way to 40 people because managing remote teams is extremely hard, and when you want to move fast is also very hard, especially if you are not properly managing the project into the deepest details. So then when we start to implement the AI CEO infrastructure generally, it became, I don't care where you are, this is your task. We have this 1 month where in a month we have this like few days where we spend enough time to talk to the AI to plan everything we want to do in the deepest depth possible, and then we spend the rest of the month just executing. Everyone knows what tasks they have, and they just get it done, and they get paid the moment they execute that task as an engineer working for the company. So that also creates this dopamine effect for someone working in the company. Like, the moment I click done and it's actually done, I'm paid immediately. It comes to my wallet. So that creates this addiction. I want to get more tasks done, to a point where the health metrics are going down and you're getting more tasks done. So now we have to balance. We're still figuring that out. So we have to balance, like, we're not going to get you too addicted. You have to take care of your health too. Like, this balance, So that's what we're experimenting basically. Because if we can do that, then you can build not one billion-dollar company, but multiple billion-dollar company, because you have that blueprint and the speed of execution. And the moment 1 week, if a person did not get his task done, he's monitored, like 1, 2, 3 alerts, fired immediately. AI posts his job, brings someone else, interviews the person, gets him in the team, finds there's no room. We have to get it done. We have to move. So when that comes, everyone is pressured to execute the best, and they can't cheat the AI as much as possible. Of course, there's ways right and left, but you get scared to cheat the AI because it's monitoring your health. So like you can't. If you take it off, we don't know your health, so we can't give you tasks. It's a bit weird system, though.
It's crazy. Like, you have to realize people are going to be like, oh my God, wow, I'm going to have my senior boss being AI. And that's really going to be pushing me to, and watching me in a way, making sure that I'm actually meeting my objectives. So it's an incredible idea. I think it's great, crazy. But there's going to be a lot of people out there thinking, oh, no, like, how am I going to deal with AI management? But at what moment was it for you where you thought, hold on, like, AI isn't just for assistance, it's actually good in leadership roles?
I wouldn't say it's good in leadership role. I would say it's a pair. It's a co-CEO in a way.
Okay.
Because you still need that human mind that can unblock it. Like, it's a must. Like, I don't think yet to this point, maybe in the future, but to this point, definitely there must be a human in the loop. Now, especially for example, for engineers, but we try to automate this loop somehow. For example, an engineer finishes his task and he's done. The AI could review the code and say, okay, it's reviewed. But instead, we are also going to send the same job that he finished to two of his peers to review that. Now, if they reviewed that task, that's a new task that pops up for them. If they review that task, they get paid just because they reviewed the code. But also, it helps the AI understand better, did he really get the code done or not? So you have two people kind of with the AI review, but also there's two humans reviewing the code of that person and verifying, okay, was a good job, let him be paid. So that's one thing. The other thing is when I write the PRD, the main document that have the depth of the details, definitely I use AI to write it, of course. But of course I go line by line, I read it, there are just so much data that not anyone would have. But of course, I have this 20% of the ideas, and 80% of the ideas comes from the AI. I do 20% of the execution, and 80% come from the AI. All my documents, messages, tasks, and all the description of the task, I just do 20% of the work. 80% is taken over by the AI. But if I don't do this 20%, nothing will happen. Like it's So I think at this time it's kind of especially because we still there's so much unanswered questions in terms of like, okay, let's say the guy health is good, but he have a problem with his family. So how is the AI going to handle that? How are you going to choose to pay him for that day, or give him a leave, or not give him a leave? This kind of framework is needed to be added with some human touch. So I think, of course, we're still managed by humans. All the engineering department is definitely all AI, yes.
So it's like an emergence of the human brain, and then also the AI having the ability to kind of look at things and overarch and make suggestions to the human makes inputs to the AI. But is there a stage where the AI will become, super intelligent and be able to make these decisions itself? Will we see AI involving kind of like the emotional side? Is that something you can see happening?
To be honest, I don't really think of it from this emotional perspective. I think, for example, there is a factory for Xiaomi in China. It's fully automated. There is not even one single human inside the factory. There is an operating room though, that just makes sure if something wrong happens, humans come in to do some fixes and go out and leave everything continually. So there's definitely will always, in my opinion, will be that human that is kind of looking, operating, monitoring the logs, just looking what's going on, but let it go, but just in case it really did something stupid or something weird, you step in. Like, for example, yesterday, AWS and all this downtime all around the world, internet. So most of the AI services, if they are not deployed decentralized GPU networks, it went down. So you can't talk to ChatGPT, Lovable, Bolt, Neo, all these AI apps. You just can't talk to it. Cloud was down, Perplexity was down. So what to do if something happened during that time when I'm relying on a cloud that is far away because the AI is too hard to deploy on office. So then you need a human. So these in such times definitely I would say that's why you always need this AI operators. But I think for doing the job itself, I don't think we will, especially in software projects and technology, I think we will. For example, right now I'm changing the roles. That will explain what I think. We're changing the name of the roles of the engineers in the company. For example, a front-end engineer, I'm not calling him front-end engineer anymore. I'm calling him front-end AI controller, front-end back-end AI controller, Python AI controller, or vibe coder, basically thinking. But they know everything. They can do it from the scratch if they have to. They can unblock the AI if it just got stupid and cannot solve it. But they're not allowed to write code unless it's necessary. Like you tried with AI and AI didn't let you. It just messed it up, and it happens like every 100 requests, 4 or 5 of them you need some interference. But you have 95 requests that are perfect. What I'm seeing is, and I'm doing that change instantly, is engineers, and I'm talking about my engineers who are AI, work in AI company. They are afraid of using AI. They are afraid. They delayed, the whole engineering team delayed us 6 months from launching a product. 6 months. When I swear to God, they could have done it with 2 weeks if they use AI. 2 weeks. And I was so angry on them. I fired half of the staff because I was like, guys, you're building AI. Why you're not using AI? Like, we have GPUs, you have this, just use AI, help to do your job. There is something personal, and I saw it, like I see it in people. They are taking it personal, and and what they do is they underestimate what AI can actually do right now in this time, because it's just evolving every day. People underestimate what it can do. It's not good enough. Definitely my code is going to be more advanced and sophisticated. And you spend so many hours when I could literally go in a prompt and do a month of work in 4 days. I swear I have done that. And my whole team, I know zero front-end development, for example. That's happened a few weeks ago. Zero front-end development experience. I don't know JavaScript. I'm just quantitative finance, Python engineer. That's what I do when I code. I have nothing to do with front-end. I never understood it. I swear I built a web app that I ask every single person in the team. The minimum, the fastest guy told me this is going to take a month. The fastest guy. And it took me a weekend and a day after that. That's it. So, and I never did front-end. I really realized at that moment that me, also an engineer, and I was one of them. I underestimated what AI can actually do. And I chose to do most of the work with my hands because I think I'm better. And that personal feeling is actually holding a whole company back and all the engineering team back and almost the whole human race back in some way. Because if you just let it, adapt it, control it, but let it do the work while you're doing the work yourself. So once that kind of switch, it's just a perspective. It's not going to control me. If you don't do the work, if you want to do the work by your hand, I'm going to fire you. I'm going to bring someone who's going to not write code, but know how to write code, and he will let the AI do the work. This is the people I'm currently restaffing. And I ask them, and they think I'm kidding. Like when I do interviews, I ask them, do you vibe code? He said, no. I said, fine. Thank you, bye. Of course, I only interview the good people, but I ask him, do you vibe code? Like, do you let the AI code for you? If he says no, it's one of two. Either he doesn't want to say he uses AI, so he's lying, so out, or he really doesn't use it, and I don't want this type of people, so also out. I want the one who knows how to solve the problem but only uses AI. I don't want him to use his hand. Time is running. Now, why I'm saying time is running? Because the speed how this industry is evolving, whether it's in crypto, whether it's AI, it's so fast. It's beyond the human ability to really catch it. So if you go like everyone before, like the last 3 years ago, how speed was to execute a product, and now it's light years. I could build IONET entirely from scratch in 2 months. It took me 1 year and 14 months to build IONET. Now I can do IONET from scratch in 2 months with AI. If I bring 5, 6, 7 people, only AI, they're not allowed to write a line of code. 2 months maximum, I can finish the whole IONET company, all the backend sources, all the infrastructure, everything in 2 months. But it took us 14 months when also there was ChatGPT at that time and so on. So we still used AI, of course, but not like how AI is advanced right now. So that speed, if you can in 2 months do such a thing, means someone else gonna do such a thing in 2 months. And while you're thinking of something that's 6 months old, and now industry is moving fast, so of course you feel you're always missed. And that actually going to increase, and I'm noticing it on the VC rounds and the startups. It's increasing the failures because these startups are 1 year ago idea, when in the last 12 months, the amount of new concepts and vibe coding and this, because of the vibe coding, all this new concept that came so fast, even startup founders are feeling like, how we're missing, like everyone is missing to hit their target, missing it. Someone else catching and going forward. How? Like it's not how, it's you're not adapting AI enough, so you're not moving at the speed of people. These people are moving in a bullet train and you're still moving in a car, of course. So I came to that realization after losing millions of dollars on engineering team, and after hiring 80 people I didn't need, when I could do all of that work with most of it with AI, and I need people who just don't take it personal. I don't mind hiring another 80 people, but all of them need to not work with their hands. They need to know how to talk to the AI and let AI do their work and fix any problem if they have any problem.
Yeah, I think the speed of which AI, as you're saying, is being adopted and utilized and advancing is just, absolutely mind-blowing. And that brings me to the question about governance. How can we have, regulation over AI? Do we need to have, are we having too much regulation? Does there need to be more? Because how do we have control over AI? I know everyone was talking a couple of years ago about being nervous about AI taking over. Is that just inevitable, or is that something we need to regulate as humans?
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. I think I am always thinking away from regulation. I'm internally in our company. This is not a product we're giving to people to use, so we have the freedom to kind of like a sandbox environment to do whatever we want, as long as people inside the team are happy about it. Now, when it comes outside, my biggest concern of AI is not governance or whatsoever. My only one big concern of AI is government, not governance. It's government censorship, it's government control, it's government use of AI to stop showing results of a specific event. It's, for example, like what happened a few weeks ago when someone asked Grok about Africa, about South Africa, and it shared wrong information. And then Elon Musk came out and apologized and said, oh no, that was a guy in the team who somehow put that response, and kind of was very racist. So that people behind these AIs that are controlled by governments are the problem, not the AI itself. I think it's the government that's actually really causing the trouble, giving these backdoors. Because already Apple knows everything about you because with your advertising ID on your iPhone. Google knows every single thing about you, from your location to whatever, and there's no way no one can identify your location if you have an iPhone. No matter it's on, off, no internet, with internet, you will get identified no matter what. Even it's the amount of technology, the technology they have in knowing who is they. I know that by the pattern of how fast you write a message. That's a fingerprint itself. The latency, this you see when I click Ahmad on the keyboard, that touches. The distance between every touch and a touch is actually a fingerprint that can identify different people. So just if you touch a phone and you write some message, you are already identified. That's wow. that much they are identifying people. So you worried about AI. This is even worse. Like this is way worse. So and by the way, this technology is already in the market since 2018 and 2017. It's not new. And government's been using this for spying on people, for identifying people locations and so on. It's nothing new at all. So now we are already 10 years almost in the 7-8 years in the future. This is with AI, they're gonna get, of course, more advanced. But I'm not worried about AI. I'm already worried about the governments themselves, not the AI. AI is not the problem. AI is just a tool at the end. It's just who uses this tool is the issue. And the back. So that's why it comes back to Web3, right? Where I don't see a future where AI is not controlled by monopolies or governments or companies. There's no way. You have to make a World War III and end the world and start a new internet. There's no way you can stop that. But what I see is just like a multiverse, kind of this, in a way where we have these people in this reality, where they have their privacy phones, privacy transactions, privacy financial system, privacy, social media, privacy AI. They are trying their best to, or that community trying their best to have a user experience that could match the other world that is controlled by governments and monopolies and OpenAI and these big guys. And they're trying, and that's what this crypto is, right? You have this new multiverse that living within this universe that's controlled by governments, banks, and so on. And we're trying our best to have our privacy financially and so on. So it was achieved, right? And adoption slowly is coming in there. And same, I think, for the AI. Both going to exist at the same time. The old financial system and the new crypto, it both still existing. Both have benefits and problems. But it's something we're talking about for the next 20, 30 years. It's a big, long roadmap to get there. It's not...
So is decentralization possible in the world that we live in now? I know you're saying, there's the governments over here, there's decentralization over here. Is AI kind of like a middle ground to that? Is it on the side of decentralization, or is it, as you're saying, are you concerned that can kind of shift into being under governmental control?
I think decentralization is a practice. It's a technology, of course, and it's a practice. And the issue is when you link decentralization with all the scams in crypto, right? Or when the concept of decentralization and the benefits of decentralization becomes a honeypot for all the hackers and the scammers around the world to come to it, because of it's a new system, then it's really attacked, right? And it keeps ruining the reputation, and that causes the evolution speed of this market to slow. The current market, for example, is poisoned with the meme coins. Now, that market have left AI infrastructure projects and AI finance projects and so on far away and alone, and people don't even look at it. Because 99% of people just want to buy a meme coin that will go 10x in a few days, rather than invest in an important project infrastructure that could be 20, 30, 40 billion dollar in not long time. So the issue is, this market, because of its dynamics and how it goes, is running in parallel. Of course, the 95% of the market is, unfortunately, right now, it's poisoned with the meme coins. And you have the 5% of the builders, or the 10% of VCs, builders, inventors, and so on. They are working. They are affected by that poison around. But still, they hope, one of them, they hope within 2, 3, 4 years, the cycle will clean this people out, and the builders will remain, and we'll continue build for the next 20 years. Because I want to be part of that reality where I control everything about myself and no one else does. And so many others like me in crypto. Plus, there are these meme coin traders too, somehow. So that's the issue, right? So this is just a normal market, how it's happening. So we're kind of adapting with it, but at the same time, it's definitely affecting the speed how this market is evolving, for sure.
I'm on your side on that one, because I absolutely hate meme coins. So calling them poison is, I think, actually a really good way of describing them, because I think it defeats people actually understanding what crypto is all about fundamentally. So I think we need to hope that will move forward. And then in terms of AI, do you see a world where everyone out there will be able to own or train their own AI models, just as we have now, like crypto mining? Will there be a similar concept out there for AI?
I didn't really grasp the concept. You mean someone to fine-tune his own model?
Yeah, so will we all be having like our own AI rather than there being, all of these different companies but we all have the ability to kind of train or educate our own AI to kind of be like us and operate like us?
Just side note, Facebook, they just bought around $4 or $7 billion of GPUs, right? They're the largest owners of the H100 GPUs. I had a conversation before I started IONET, which was in 2023, somewhere in February 2023, just a month before I started IONET, with a guy who works at Facebook. I was discussing GPU problem, and he said to me, if we have enough GPU power, we would have, I told him, why do you need more GPUs? What's the reason? He said, if we have enough GPU power, we would have an AI model for every 1 billion user we have. A single model only for that user. In that model, all his behavior, all the way he thinks, all the things he likes to see. So when we want to do advertisement, we use that model, and also we generate the ad on spot for him specifically, because we know exactly what he likes. That's what they were aiming for years ago. So right now they're having more and more GPU power. Of course, their advertisement and the ability to give things for people that they actually like is getting better and better. But of course, there is a model about you somewhere that you don't know about. That's definitely. Or you're part of a model that you still don't know about, whether it's a government or a 3-letter agency or two. So the point is, for us as people, I think the current world where I have to use 7 AI platforms, literally, that's what I'm doing every day. Jumping from this Manus to Cloud to Google to Perplexity to Gemini, to just jumping back and forth to Cursor to Windsurf. Everyone is good at something. So that is a problem. That is a real problem. Not only, I don't know what's the solution for it, but not only me facing it, but everyone's facing it. And even engineers are facing it at much deeper level, because right now there are more than 1 million or 2 million open source models. So as an engineer, when you want to build a product, you have a 2 million model to choose from. Which one is the best? It will take me 2 million days to figure out the best, because I need almost a day to set a model up and find it. So it is a problem, by the way. It's a problem that's happening, that there's so much choices that I think it reached to a point where you need this agent for you that will do that work, and you as a human, it's not anymore in the level where you can do it. So it is a good idea. I like your idea. Maybe some kind of model where I could fine tune, but of course it shouldn't be for OpenAI, because you can do that on these platforms. So it should be something locally on your computer that you keep building. But it's hard. People don't like to do this stuff, and I don't think people will adopt it.
I think it's pretty difficult to onboard a lot of people to understand exactly why AI is going to revolutionize the world. It's inevitable, but I think we've got a long way to go before people actually start seeing that. But how can people kind of get involved, would you say, with helping to develop AI, even if they're not actual developers? Would you recommend people get involved in purchasing kind of like tokens for AI projects? How else can they really be part of this AI development?
Purchasing tokens is not a way you become part of developing AI, to be honest. It's totally not. I think being part of this is, and that's just an advice to everyone who's listening. This is the internet boom back in the 90s and when the .com bubble started. We are living in it right now. And this is your chance to build a product, raise funds and so on. And in 5-6 days, you can actually build a product now. If you know how to use AI, that's it. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need a CTO. You just need to know how to talk to the AI. And trust me, you can build something so beautiful beyond what you can imagine. You just have to believe that. Actually go to bolt.new or Lovable or these Cursor, Windsurf, try yourself and see where you can build, and then unlock your ideas, come up with solve something that's actually a problem that everyone's facing, whether it's in the crypto market, it's more liquid, or you want to do traditional way and do VCs, sure, do a product for the normal people. Both is available, and you don't need to know how to code to do that, and you don't need the CTO, and you can build actually something beautiful. So I really advise everyone, go and try, build some product, bring 3-4 people, your friends, do something. Maybe it works. There's so many people right now who actually built, generating 10 million monthly recurring revenue and they have zero code experience. They didn't hire a CTO. They don't have any engineer in the company, and they built all this product from AI. I swear, I saw it. So, come on, guys,
That's crazy. I'm in my head, I'm already thinking, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I need to think of something.
I sincerely, I'm really serious. Just go to bolt.new or lovable.dev. One of those two, I think they are good to start. Come up with an idea from ChatGPT or Perplexity or whatever. Come to this app and ask it to do it and see. And you will be surprised. You will be like, wait, I had that idea before. What if we could actually do that? And then you will start to have all ideas and all the problems you once wished someone to solve. You can actually do it without even knowing how to write code. Of course, at one point, you see it happens, then you understand you just need to have one person who knows how to code and who shouldn't code and who will take this job from you, and he will just talk to the AI and he can fix things. Just one guy. And that's it, you're done. Now go do marketing.
That's awesome. I mean, you've already got me hooked, so I can imagine anyone that's listening to this is also thinking, gosh, I can make $1 million business from utilizing AI, which is pretty damn exciting. And in terms of that, I think this is one of my final questions, is just really understanding from your perspective, what will the world look like in, say, I know we're saying how quickly things are evolving, so I'm going to make it 2 years' time. How much can you see the world changing, and how much will humans still play a role in this growth between, let's say, 2 to 5 years, whenever you think there's going to be a really big change?
I think 5 years is too far.
That's what I thought.
But I think what is really happening right now is because there is big focus right now on AI products specifically for developers for a good reason. There is so many products for that, and because once you unlock developers' speed, just like I told you, you will see concepts and ideas tested fast, failing, and new ideas tested fast and failing, and numbers of entrepreneurs going to go to 10x of the current size. So because people are now able to execute a vision that they had and they thought it's going to take 6 months in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that will bring so many new people to the market, meaning that the cycle will be faster. So the evolution cycle will be much faster than how it was before, where you would literally wait 2 years until you hear of some successful startup. In the last 1 year, how many crazy new AI startup we have seen, and it's just going so fast. So it will continue to go this fast unless World War III happens, but hopefully not. And continue going this fast, and because of that speed, you're moving just to a point where it's very hard to predict how it's going to be a year from now, when there will be another at least 100 successful story that's $1 billion successful story in the next year. So this $100 billion ideas together, they really change so much. So it's so hard to see what's gonna come next. But what I'm seeing is a lot of unstaffing. This is serious, and this is a big concern. And it will get closer and closer to everyone. There will be no one not affected by being unstaffed. Either because you don't know how to use AI or because AI replaces you, and this is serious. So we can't, and you can't argue back with businessmen who are funding these businesses, because from a business perspective, it makes no sense to pay someone $10,000 when I can use AI and it costed me $200. It makes no sense from a business perspective. So no matter how much you fight it, what's the point? You can't. So then stop fighting it and actually understand that this is happening, it's coming. Maybe not for the hard work outside, but especially the software world. So think, how can you become on top of the AI, control the AI, understand how to talk to the AI, understand prompt engineering. This isn't, if your business it could be automated. Look, there's a company that's right now saving me, I can't say the name of the company, just is saving me at least 7 employees. I don't need them. So this company, we're recruiting people, right? So they built this product where it sends the AI you send a link, and then the guy who you're interviewing for a job position, we send the job. There's 200 people. If you want to do that, you need a month and 5, 6, 7 people during this month to actually interview all this number of people. Now with this AI, it goes in, he talks to the AI, and the AI can drill him down to the maximum, and then gives me a result and score every single person. And then I just choose the top 4 or 5 that managed to talk to the AI and go forward with the AI. And then these guys, instead of having 5 people bringing or headhunting, now I need just one who will just review these people and just send them the links. So this is serious, and it's affecting everything and everyone. On every role there is something similar. So the question is, what are you doing that is different? And I think just be on the AI side. That's what I'm saying. Don't be against the AI side.
So yeah, if you actually start understanding that this is happening, it's not just coming, it's already happening. But should we be concerned as human beings? Like, I'm listening to all this and it excites me because I really do appreciate how much AI can develop so many different industries. But should we be concerned, like people losing jobs? Is there any concern on your side where you think this is changing the world, potentially not in the best way?
I don't know if it's the best way or not the best way, because it's very hard to answer. I mean, I could tell you it was really nice life when there was no phones and no internet, right? Which is true. It was simpler life and so on. And true, and it was different life. So just like how life before the internet, before the telephones have become now, can you say this life is really bad? I mean, no. It has its ups, it has its downs. It's different. I can't, if I am with the mentality of the age of no internet, and I can't survive unless you want to go work in a farm. You are not interacting with people, you're just interacting with nature, sure. But if you want to interact with the group, with everyone, you have to be up to date. That's it. So definitely you don't want to be left behind. So people will adapt so they don't get left behind, and that will force people into taking more knowledge and new knowledge, and that's good. People learning new things, that's amazing. If you notice in the last 10 years, almost like, okay, not the crypto guys, but the other world, they don't really evolve too much. They don't learn too much. They're just going in a flow, routine, everything repeating. There's nothing new that they need to learn, some kind of new device or new machine, except what new people had to learn about. A MacBook, it was already there. Or the iPhones, maybe touch screen, something new. But since then, what really something so new that came? This is the moment where actually there's something new coming that people are sooner or later just going to find themselves part of it and learning from it, because otherwise they just can't fit in the fast moving cities. So life is just going to be faster. Time is going to pass even faster, I guess. And it's going to get easier in some parts, but also different. And I don't know how it's going to look like in 5, 6, 7 years. But I know that you have to keep up to date just not to be left behind. That's the only thing.
I completely agree. I say it to a lot of people. It's not, you can't push back and not appreciate what's happening. You just need to be the ones at the forefront of making sure you know what's happening and you're part of what's happening, because that's how you prosper and that's how you really do benefit from these changes. So I think that's exactly what you're doing, Ahmed. It's a little bit scary at times, I have to say, talking to you, but I think what you're doing is absolutely incredible and it truly is the future. So thank you so much for having this conversation. I think all of the listeners will be sat there thinking, gosh, I might need to change my life right now. But it really is fascinating, and I wish you every success with your incredible businesses as well. And who knows, I might be the next one creating an AI business.
You're welcome on board, I guess.